PSOD just a year ago. I was actually planning to form this support group many years back, but I don't know where to start. I don't know how to do it. And then through a friend from Batangas City, I come from Batangas City. One of my friend has a son who's suffering also from a rare disorder called osteogenesis imperfecta, or brittle bone disease. Okay. And
we had that on the show.
Yes, she introduced me to PSOD.
I see.
And PSOD was one of the blessings we had last year, I can say. Through them, I met other families, not Rett families, other families who have kids with rare conditions. And that's it.
I remember it was just a few months ago, or a couple of months ago, we had the Rare Moments with Canon, the photo exhibit, and I guess you were there. And it had all of the people that were representative of the diseases here. And this is something that a lot of people don't really understand, that even though these particular diseases only manifest themselves mostly in about 1 out of every 20,000 births, but in the case of Rett's disease, it's 1 out of every 10 to 20,000 births of girls, right? So I guess it's even a higher or a lower number. And people wonder, well, golly, you know, is this something we really want to pursue? But every child is a life, isn't it? You know, and that's something that people really do need to understand. And you said that mostly you're just treating the symptoms. In Julia's case, what are some of the symptoms? You said that it's mostly atypical, so it's not the really most devastating type? Or?
It's not the most devastating type. Julia has a seizure disorder. It's 99% of girls with Rett syndrome suffer from seizure disorder.
Seizures, I see.
Seizures. That's her only maintenance medicine.
So that's just medicine is it something the same sort of thing you would do with epilepsy, or is it the same kind of medicine? Or?
It's the same kind of anticonvulsant.
I see,
it's the same. But with breathing problems, most girls with Rett syndrome also has breathing problems like hyperventilation, they breathe fast. Some breath hold. In Julia's case, it's not really noticeable. She doesn't have problem with it.
So you don't have the problem. If they're holding their breath, does that cause a problem, like when they're sleeping apnea or anything like that?
Yeah, like that, sleep apnea. But with girls with Rett syndrome, their breathing problems occurs when they're awake.
Oh, really? I see. And then when they're sleeping, they're okay?
Sleep apnea is during sleep hours. In girls with Rett syndrome, their breathing problems occurs when they're awake. It's either they hyperventilate or they breath hold.
How about other physically? Can they walk, or do they have?
They cannot walk. Some girls with Rett syndrome walk. They say about 20% of girls suffering from Rett syndrome walk, but some of them lose this ability later on in life.
I see. And what about speaking and communicating and things like that?
Julia cannot speak in words, but she can communicate through her eyes, through her smile.
But not
That's
through
why
words,
in the United States they call girls with Rett syndrome silent angels.
Oh, I see.
Because they cannot speak.
I see. And you said you have 10 people that are here in the Manila area, I guess, that are going. If a parent who might think that they've got a child with Rett syndrome, or who would like to learn more about what's going on, they can contact the PSOD, or they can contact you. I think we're going to show your cell phone and your mail address during the show, so that they can get hold of you at any time as well. Because the main purpose of the support group is not just for the kids, but it's also for the parents, isn't it? You know.
It's important for parents to know that they are not alone.
Right.
Because I felt that when Julia was diagnosed in 2003, I didn't know where to go. And it's really important for parents to know that there is also help out there, because you cannot deal with it all alone by yourself. You need help. And it's also important to have the support group, because it's important for families to enjoy like a worry-free day where you can just be there for each other, have fun.
You recently did that with the PSOD, right?
Yes, with PSOD.
Where did you go on that
Manila
one?
Zoo.
The Manila Zoo, right.
This was also through the help of Photography with a Difference.
Oh, I see.
Through Sir John Chua and Canon and Manila Zoo. Photography with a Difference has been working with PSOD for for a long time now, I believe, and they have good activities for the kids.
Good, yeah. Well, I know that the PSOD sponsored a kite flying
Yes, a
thing
kite
back
flying
in May.
event.
And you said that there's also going to be a Christmas party, I guess.
Yes, there's
with,
going to be a Christmas party on December 3.
So you do get things, and a lot of people, you know, that's one of the things that maybe a lot of people think, that if a child has a problem or has special needs, that they're kind of cooped up and cannot be out among other people. And today we try to get them out as much as possible, isn't that what?
Just this year, January this year, kids from different PWD organizations were able to go to Angeles City Flying Club. Julia got to ride a helicopter.
Oh, did she really?
Yeah.
Oh, really? Wow.
She really enjoyed that. And there was also a TV personality from other station, and Julia the kids had a wonderful time.
Oh, that's great. So that you're having lots of, well, not lots, but you have enough of these things.
Yes.
And what about, you said that you're handling your support group through Facebook. What's the name on the Facebook?
Rett Syndrome Philippines.
Oh, Rett Syndrome Philippines. So if people want to know about that, they can find out about that as well. And you text each other and
chat
on the Facebook.
Yes.
Good. And I guess my question would be, you know, having to deal with this every day, maybe people start wondering, you know, where am I going and where am I getting with, and how are things going to happen? What were the toughest things for you in starting? Of course, you know, when you have a child, you always love the child, and so you always figure out ways to go. But there must be some times that are really difficult.
Of course. Every parent of a child with special health care needs will meet hurt after hurt, challenge after challenge.
Right.
But it's about understanding the condition. At this time, I can say that it has brought more of a blessing than a burden to us. Julie has been more of a blessing to us. And through her, we've come to know a lot of good people who are always willing to help, because we are not that well off of a family, and we always need support from other family. And it's really amazing to know that there are lots of people out there who are willing to help a family who is suffering from this condition, from families who have children with rare conditions like this one. That's what I always tell other families. I tell them that if you need help, just let me know if I can do something. That's it, because all of us, we need help.
Sure. And how about the other kids? They're pretty helpful as well too, with your other kids, yeah.
Yes, my eldest is already 13. He helps out, and my daughter, the youngest, she adores her sister so much.
Right. So they actually interact and work out. That's what I've noticed among most of the families, that the kids are some of the greatest supporters.
They have become closer because of that.
Really, wow. And so what are the plans now? So far we've talked about the symptoms and those things. And of course everybody is always hopeful that we're going to find some cure or some way of making things better in the future. And I'd like to talk about that a little bit in the second part of the show. We've got a little bit more time for this part. But before we get into that, I was I'm, you know, as a parent myself, I was terrified the first year of my daughter's life, and I was watching for something all the time. And maybe we'll talk a little bit about how, when we first start seeing these manifestations in the second half, that maybe will help somebody else out there. So we're not finished with this yet, and I don't want you to go anywhere. We're just going to take a short break, and we'll be right back, so don't go away.